praises. Let me say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Cha Kodash. Double honors to my apostles, elder bishops, here in Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect, scattered abroad. I'm the brother Tyler War for the GMX New Jersey camp. And just here again, alright, this morning with another lesson. I've seen a few videos brothers put up dealing with this so-called beautiful bill that's been passed by, that's been put out there by Donald Trump and been passed. And I want to play these videos here, which a few videos I just found quickly, alright, real quick, because I wanted to do this lesson while I took this ride. And I'm gonna play them, and you know, the stage is set. All right, it's set. This means that Jacob's trouble is here. Okay, the stage is set. You know, for Jake to start catching major hell. And the apostle Tahar, you know, and brothers as well, on down. You know, been doing a lot of videos lately, past couple of weeks, you know, about women needing men. And I had this conversation even with my woman, and we speaking on the matter of these women. It's going to come down to not just having any man, but a man that actually loves you. You know, because what man out here is going to put his life on the line for you? And we all know, us brothers, us of the hopeful elect, all right, we know the scriptures that the Lord elect men is going to be like a covert in that day. All right, you know, think about Isaiah 4:1. 7 women shall take a hold of one man. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Right, roughly paraphrasing, you know, to take away her sin. She's gonna come, you know, she's gonna come, the brother's gonna accept her, because the brothers don't have to accept you women, you know, and that piece of gold is gonna be the men of the Lord. Just like a lot of these men out here, they're gonna die in the wars, as the scripture said. All right, civil war, world war, okay, dying of famine. You know, sickness, grievous death. You know, don't forget draft. A lot of men are going to be drafted. Brother in the camp said that they boosted the age. I thought it was from 18 to 24 or 25 or something. I think the brother said he pushed it up. They pushed it up to 40 or something like that, to the nature. I think, if I'm not mistaken. You probably could just look it up. But going to these women, right? You know, that's the first thing that comes to my mind, because that's what's going to catch it the worst, which is great, which is good. All right. You know, you women are the beginning, you know, wicked, for real, besides the wicked himself. But anyway, this conversation I had, women are gonna need the men of the Lord. They're gonna need a man, and not just any man, but a man of the Lord. But even in other cases, they're gonna need a man that actually loves them. All right, because ain't no man out here in the world, all right, is gonna give his body as a living sacrifice for your dumb ass, your wicked ass, your whorish ass. So really, it's a lot of judgment that's about to be handed out by Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All praises, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, because it's time. You know, it's time. And Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai judge the wicked, man. Starting with Israel first. So without further ado, let me play this video. Alright, dealing with the big beautiful bill. You know, so-called big beautiful bill. It is, it's beautiful. Alright, Because if it's going to bring forth prophecy, it's beautiful. We're looking to get the fuck up out of here. We're waiting for Yahweh Shah to appear. And he's not going to appear until all these things come to pass. Those nukes, nuclear missiles, are not going to be shot off until these prophecies come to pass. All right, and mainly that MOTB, which is the micro C hit. So let's get right into these videos real quick. And they're not long, something short, simple. Let's play this one.
When people start losing their Medicaid, when they start losing their jobs, when their electric bills go up, when their premiums go up, when kids and parents lose SNAP funding, the people of America will remember this vote. The American people will remember the Republican betrayal. And Americans will pay the price for this perfidy. Generations. So, we Democrats fought very, very hard. We won a remarkable number of cases with the parliamentarian over and over and over again. We broke through with the American people by a 2-to-1 margin. Don't like this bill. And because of our relentless focusing on a simple, unified message, billionaires win, families lose, that the Republicans are taking away your health care to give a tax break to billionaires, they're sunk in with the American people and it will remain.
Alright, so like he said, as the old saying goes, the rich get richer, the poor get poor. Alright? And Trump is all for the billionaires. You know, so they can win. And what I was gonna say, Salakia. These Salakia, let me wind that part back. I lost my train of thought.
Margin, don't like this bill. And because of our relentless focusing on a simple, unified message, billionaires win, families lose, that the Republicans are taking away your health care to give a tax break to billionaires, they're sunk in with the American people and it will remain.
So, Salaki, I forgot what I was going to say originally, but the rich get richer, the poor get poor. And this is greedy eat. Alright? And this is also for them to take over. You know, this technocracy, tech guys taking over the world, or put in position to be the puppets of the world. Because everything deals with digital and AI, you know, for this far so-called future they want. And the poor get poor. You know, one guy was mentioning how this is how they transfer, I forgot how you say it, I'm not even going to butcher it. But this is good because Jake is about to catch hell. Right? And I'm talking about the wicked of you, Jake. The wicked of you, Jake, man. So, Salakia, I lost my train of thought, what I really wanted to say, but let's move on to the next video.
So let me put a finer point on this.
Oh.
It will strip.
I know what I was going to say. The Medicaid, that's what it was. Because he mentioned there's a cut in Medicaid. Now, there's a lot of Jake that need their Medicaid, all right, that need their insurance to go to the doctor. So everything is going to be up. So Jake, you know, hey, for the good, what's going to happen also out of this is that a lot of the Jakes is also going to refer to dealing with natural herbs, all right? So I can see a wave of Jake that, you know, that abhor medicine, right? As the scriptures say, what they say, they abhor. I forgot how it goes in the Apocrypha. But they abhor, they avoid, you know, using the medicines of the earth, which is from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They're going to start using them. Because what else are you going to do? How are you going to substitute your medicine that you can't buy anymore, you know, from Edom to keep you drugged or to sustain your ailment inside the body? Some of you are going to die, right? So bear with me 1 second.
18 billion in benefits from households with children. It will harm 1 in 5 kids who rely on SNAP, and it will always households with children. It will harm 1 in 5 kids who rely on SNAP, and it lowers the age by which a child is considered dependent from 18 to 7. No one I know would argue that an 8 or a 10 or a 12-year-old is not dependent on their parents for food, housing, or care. And the authors of this bill have exempted families within this new definition of dependent only if they are married or living in the same household. But what about single or unmarried parents who are doing their best? This bill leaves them behind.
So you heard that. So let's move on.
Barthold, can you help me with explain a little bit on this? I was just looking at the chart here, and it says that in the calendar year 2027, someone that's making less than $15,000 will see an increase in federal taxes by 18.7%. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Gomez, and that's a consequence of loss of that premium tax credits, health care.
Okay, so and then in calendar year 2020, anybody making less than 15,000 sees an increase of 53.5%. Anybody who's making 15,000 to 30,000 sees an increase by 11.7%. Is that correct?
Yeah, what calendar year are we in, Mr. Gomez?
2029. It's the next page.
2029. Yes.
And then we see the next page in 2031. Anyone making less than 15,000 sees a, check this out. I thought this was a mistake. I thought I was not reading this correctly. An increase in their taxes of 74.3%. And from 15,000 to 30,000 of 20.6%. Is that correct? Or is that, did you guys make a mistake, or is that like?
No mistake in the numbers.
And they have no shame about it. You have no shame when it comes to hurting working men and women in this country. But the billionaires are the ones that make the most money and deserve the most help. That's your logic.
See that? The rich get richer, the poor get poor. And Edom don't give a damn. Alright? So this is going to take these devils into this trap that they can't get past. And I love bringing that out in the book of Job. Alright? Matter of fact, because their greediness is going to overwhelm them with this so-called NWO and all this shit Trump doing. And I was thinking about Trump, you know, because we believe Trump is reincarnated Nero, all right, coming back. And what happened with Nero, as you know the history, you know, the cities were set on fire. He blamed it on the Israelites. Well, this time, hopefully, he set America on fire, and he can blame it on whatever he wants. Well, he will have to blame it on the Israelites, because Yahweh Shai is coming back. And who was the number one Israelite? All right, who was the number one elect? Yahweh Shai, all right, which is of the tribe of Judah. You know? So once again, they're going to blame this shit on the Israelites. Just like he's blaming this migrant shit on the Israelites. And brothers, you heard what he said after he passed that bill. He's going to start dealing with those that, you know, that's been here for a long time, right? Been here for a long time, pulling out baseball bats and hitting people in the heads and all this other bullshit he done made up. You know, and they want to get rid of you. And what they were doing, right, which I saw videos I would like to put up. Maybe I'll put it up in this video if I can, Lord willing. The videos I saw about them dropping them, you know, dropping the migrants, the northern off inside out of those airplanes into the seas. You know, that's something, bro. You know, and then the guy, they was out there, the cross guards was out there, the sea guards, whatever you call them, was out there to collect them bodies, and some made it. You know, so what you think he want to do to you ninjas, right here in America? All right. So I said I wanted to get the book of Job real quick. Let me hurry up. Salakia, I think it's 18. Yep, this is Job 18:8. For he is cast into his own net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and it shall drive him to his feet. All right. So terrors are going to make him on every side. All right. Everything that this devil's doing is drawing his own self into this net. But he thinks that he's going to, upset prophecy. No, my man. You're doing exactly what the Lord wants you to do. I think about Isaiah 47. That's a good chapter to bring out. Habakkuk, I brought that out yesterday, but I could bring that back out again. The second chapter. All right, because these devils are greedy. All right, the rich get rich, the poor get poor. But this time, this is going to be a game changer. All right, it's going to be a game changer. So, the book of 2nd Esdras 15, the book of 2nd Esdras 16 is going to take place. All right, sedition among men. When these people can, when they can't get their Medicaid and their food, they can't get their, they can't get their Medicaid and their food. It's going to be more protests and uproars. All right. So this might set the city on fire. This might just set the city on fire. I'm gonna go to another video in a minute. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. We lit. All right, I'm in there. So let's move on.
I literally had to pull over because the Senate just passed the big beautiful bill, and it's going to affect so many people who were planning on relying on student loans in order to pay for their...
All you independent women going to school, a woman talking about she bring to the table. What you bring to the table? Well, I got my bachelor's degree. I'm in the motion of going back to school to get my master's. The fuck that got to do to bring to the table, man? Now you ain't gonna be able to go to school because you can't afford it. Anyway.
College tuition. If you're a family that was going to take out federal student loans, this impacts you. If you're an undergraduate, this impacts you. If you are a graduate student, this impacts you. For undergraduate students, Parent Plus loans never used to have any type of cap or limitation on them. Now it's going to be capped to $65,000 per child. For graduate students, Grad Plus loans are no longer a thing, which that used to allow you to cover your full cost of attendance to attend a graduate school. Now you don't have that anymore. It goes away. And the loans that you can take out as a graduate student now are going to be limited and capped at $100,000 for most degrees, and then for professional degrees like law school and medical school, it's going to be $200,000. But everyone knows that that is not a lot of money for grad school. Grad schools are extremely expensive, and people rely on those federal student loans because of all the different repayment options and good things available through getting federal student loans. There are going to be so many people who are going to have to rely on private student loans, predatory student loan companies, and that is going to be a huge problem. This is all effective July 1st, 2026. So you have time right now to plan and figure out how you are going to pay for all of this college that is not going to be covered by federal student loans. Yeah. So I really recommend you follow me. My name is Sade, also known as a scholarship junkie, and I post a lot of college and scholarship content for you guys to apply to. And I have a free newsletter called the Scholarship Collective that you can also use to help you pay for your college, whether you're a grad student, undergraduate, doesn't matter. Definitely need to start planning for this now, because it's no longer a thought that, this big beautiful bill may happen. It's happening. So it's either you get screwed or you start planning.
Right. Debt.
There are going to be so many people who are going to have to rely on private student loans, predatory student loan companies, and that is going to be a huge problem. This is all effective July 1st, 2026. So you have time right now to plan and figure out how you are going to pay for all of this college that is not going to be covered by federal student loans. So I really recommend you follow me. My name is Sade, also known as a scholarship junkie, and I post a lot of college and scholarship content for you guys to apply to. And I have a free newsletter called the Scholarship Collective that you can also use to help you pay for your college, whether you're a grad student, undergraduate, doesn't matter. Definitely need to start planning for this now, because it's no longer a thought that, this big beautiful bill may happen. It's happening. So it's either...
Right. I just want to bring this back out. Habakkuk 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. All right. Now it says his soul is not upright in him, and that's Esau, Edom, because who rules the world? All right, it's Esau, Edom. All right, which is starting with your international bankers. It says, but the just shall live by faith, which is the elect. Right? It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Right? Let me get this quick precept. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 2. And they covered fields, and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. And they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And that's Edom's nature. Going back to his foreparent Edom, or his forefather Edom, his blessing was what? The sword. And that's what they do well. All right, the sword represents their tongue, and it represents it also represents the gift that the Most High gave them, which is violence, you know. And that's why he's labeled, or he is, or created to be the wicked. All right, even going back to the garden. Okay, so anyway, let me jump back, right, because that's what this devil do. And let me hit the point. This is Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a proverb against them, and a taunting proverb against them, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay, which thick clay goes into debt. All right, abayath, right? Let me just look this up. And weight of pledge, heavy debts, right? And that's what America's all about. They never pay their debt. All right, something pledged, collectively pawned goods, thick clay by a false Edom, right? So that's debt. Let me read it again. And it says, and shall not all these take up a proverb against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay? Shall they not rise up suddenly, and shall bite thee, and await thee, that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. All right, so you know, let me wrap this up. Salakia, I gotta go. But once again, the Lord wanted Habakkuk to come right back out. I brought this out yesterday in a lesson. Second Esdras, I did want to touch a scripture in here. This whole chapter is screaming, all right, which is eventually going to come to pass. This is Second Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Because this is going to bring forth with the calamity and the restrictions and the taking away of people Medicaid, and you know, you women having to rely on men now once again, not no freedom to vacate and to stack money up and live how you want. All right, a lot of things, food prices are going to go up, a lot of things are going to happen, man. All right, so a few videos I saw earlier, I should have downloaded those videos, but it is what it is. And it's going to bring forth the sedition among men. All right, it's going to bring forth Jacob's trouble. It's going to bring forth uproars of the people, right? So, hey, it's you know, you can look for protesters that's going to take place when these things start clamping down. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men, it says, and men shall be afraid. A man shall not have pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Now I could keep going, but that right there speaks. All right, why is there going to be no pity upon his neighbor? It says, and then destroy, it says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, right? The modern day sword is the gun, right? And spoil their goods, right? Take their goods from them, right? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That sums it up. Lord willing, I could title the lesson, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Because eventually when people don't have, they're going to go take. And there's going to be no pity upon their neighbor, man. You know? So Lord willing, I pray he intensify this thing, and hopefully Trump bring in this MOTB, this micro C-hip, let it, you know, be, and you Jakes taking this shit, and we getting the fuck up out of here, man. You know? And let this place come to an end. Babu Kashah, Babu Kashah, Babu Kashah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, the water, Dum Yad. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elder bishops here in Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom.